Hey everyone, it's Clay here, and today I've got something truly special for you. We're diving deep into the world of 360 VR, brought to us by the experts at VR 360 who specialize in immersive spherical experiences. But this time, we're not talking games. Today is all about a journey like no other. We are stepping into history with Salvation from the Sinking Titanic, an intense, historically accurate 360 experience that puts you right in the middle of one of the most tragic events of the 20th century. Trust me, you won't want to miss this.
Women and children, this way, women and children.
Head for that ship on the horizon. Transfer your passengers and tell their captain to come at once.
Now, if you look at this while you're sitting down, make sure that you have some space behind you. I mean, like you're not up against a wall, because it is 360 and you'll be able to turn. See, you can see what's going on over there, and then you can also see what's going on this side. And then if you really want to, you can turn around and see what's behind you.
We'll be back soon.
Over here. Let's try this.
360 is like a great way to watch VR content, because you can watch something multiple times and looking at it at different angles, different degrees, and you get something different every single time.
I need you.
We'll just
Which
have
just
to.
makes it really good.
Don't worry, Marie. I'll get on another boat. You go ahead with the children.
Daddy, I don't want to go without you.
John, I don't see any men boarding lifeboats.
I'm sure there's other.
The one thing that's really good about this type of
Help your mother and sister. Yes, Dad.
VR content, unlike the 180, if you 180, you turn here and you can turn your head back a little bit past 180 degrees, and it'll black out or it'll do something wonky, and it can take you out of the experience. But with 360, you can just turn all the way around. I mean, and you're completely immersed in it. I mean, you can look up at the sky.
Look after Emily. We'll get on another boat.
And one thing that's really nice about this is that VR 360 did a fantastic job, if they made this. Or I don't know if they made it or if it's just on their site, but whoever made this, it is fantastic. Look at the detail, like the rivets on the smokestack there, the type of life jackets, how with the quilted pattern they have. They even got the wood deck that the ship had. Coats. It looks pretty historically accurate to me. Of course, I'm not James Cameron, who made the Titanic, who probably would be able to spot stuff that's not accurate, but
You have to go with your mother.
for this,
Let me go with you.
No.
it is pretty impressive.
Be good, child. We'll see you soon. We'll head straight for another boat.
Women and children.
And the crazy thing about it is, as you sit here and you get into it, you really want to tell these people, it's like, dudes, get on the boat, because the boat is going to sink. Don't you realize? I mean, it almost makes me think, what would happen if we really could go back in time, like to times of tragic events? Would we be able to convince people that we are from the future and that we know what's going to happen and that they need to alter their course of action?
Do you believe there's any real
Will we have been able to convince them to let more people on the boat, because the boat surely is going to sink?
I'm sure we will be back on board soon.
Don't know. But definitely are questions.
Get to the lifeboats.
That's really cool. I could totally see that happening.
Oh dear.
Do the steerage have their own boats?
I don't know. There should be boats in the third-class decks, but I haven't seen any.
Surely there must be
You know,
extra boats kept elsewhere.
it's really surprising
How can all the passengers
what
leave the ship?
we are able to do with the VR technology and how far has this come. I shudder to think what it's going to be like, I don't know, 5? No, not even 5, 3 years from now?
Yes, well,
I
perhaps
mean,
this type
the
of adventure
potential
novel will best
is
suit Colonel
unlimited with the
Gracie.
things that you could do with this. I
Oh,
mean,
do hope
I
Father
could
is
see you
safe.
doing
Surely
training
he'll be safer
videos,
on board the Titanic than here in this boat.
history classes.
Well, this is not quite
Just imagine this, if you had a class, you're a history teacher and you had a class and you had enough of these headsets, and you could take your kids to historical events. I don't know, like Gettysburg or Pearl Harbor. Why am I thinking of war? Yeah, right. The signing of the Declaration of Independence or something like that. I don't know, you know, the building of the Hoover Dam. And to be able to see it in 8K, 360 degrees, it's just seriously awesome. Especially since we know that everybody's not a, you know, rote learner, but, you know, black and white text on pieces of paper. Some people are visual learners. We might have to bring out another category of learning. Yeah, spatial VR learning. I don't know. But I am sure somebody smarter than me is going to figure out.
I wasn't a pleasant man.
Mass was lovely this morning.
How nice the captain attended.
Yes, this is his last journey commanding a ship.
Such a beautiful ship to retire with.
You know what this reminds me of? It kind of reminds me of the VR technology. Kind of reminds me of when I was in the military, when I was in flight school. You know, we went out and we actually flew the helicopters, but we spent a lot of time in the simulators. And basically, a simulator is just a mock-up of a helicopter, and you're flying in front of a movie screen. And for all intents and purposes, it's not as immersive as this, but immersive enough where we can actually practice and get skill flying a helicopter without actually being in the helicopter. And so I don't see why VR technology, especially, look at the water. Look how awesome the water looks. Icy cold and black. There's the moon. Look at those icebergs out there in the distance, you can see.
Where are we heading? Towards the lights on the horizon, just off the port bow.
Wow.
Hold! Put your backs into it!
We can help
Let's
row.
look at the people here.
Men will row.
Now they said that this was done with, this is historically accurate, that they did it from interviews from witnesses. So my assumption is that somebody on this boat gave a accounting, a recollection, sat down or wrote a memoir about what they talked about, what they saw, what they felt.
I should have stayed on deck with Creed.
You know something? Now that I'm sitting here, it makes me wonder, how many of these people, 710 survived? We know that.
And what if there is real danger?
It was over 2,200 on the boat, but only 710 survived. How many of them needed psychiatric help? How many of them could not, could no longer sleep at night? How many of them had nightmares? You know, that nightmare that you didn't get on the boat? You know, look at you're running, you're trying, you know you survive, but in your dream, you don't make it on the boat.
Look at them all around.
I mean,
Are there any supplies in this
it's one
boat?
thing to watch a movie and to read about it in history and think like, oh, you know, these people, they died, but to really kind of feel like all these women here, like this lady right here with the baby, she has no idea that she is never, ever going to see her husband or her son again. We know how the story ends, but they don't know what tomorrow brings. We do. It's amazing that watching this content in 360 VR can just cause you to think about things like that. And I never thought about that. As much as I loved reading about the Titanic when I was a kid, and how many times I've seen the movie that James Cameron made, I never really thought about that, considered that. How weird, crazy it had to be. They probably all just thought this was just a precaution.
Yes, Mom.
Such a precious child. They are always so beautiful at that age. Do you have children yourself? Yes, my daughter is about 1 year.
I wonder if the others made it to the boats.
I hope they did. The boats must be all in the water
Now, you know,
by now.
Do you have family?
what's something really is,
No.
I think
Our
that
colleagues in
when
the
they make an
outpost,
update of this, and I don't know if it's going to be in 10K or what, but they're going to make an update. They're probably going to do it
Oh,
where
that's
they have the,
Why aren't they allowed up to the
because
boat?
since it's freezing cold out there and everyone's talking, you
I
should
did
see,
see Mr. Morsley
you know,
on deck, and the head chef.
condensation coming from each breath that they take. This boat should just be full of, like, you know, fog coming up, fog, fog, just mist, condensation,
seem to be
whatever,
getting
coming
closer.
out of their mouths.
Perhaps they're just reflections on the water.
No, they're definitely lights from another ship. We were
I
signaling
guess there
them
really
earlier.
was a dog on the
They
boat.
look like stars to me.
Keep rowing towards the lights. Captain's orders.
You should assist us rowing.
Gee, look at it
Allow
going
one of the
down.
women to steer the boat. It's a perfectly calm night.
You row, sir. I will remain in command of this boat.
The women should be allowed
Yeah, that's right.
to row.
So much for
Rowing will
feminism.
Keep us warm, and we'll reach that ship in half the time.
Put all the women on the
The
freaking boat.
movement will warm us.
I don't want to
I'm
hear
in
it.
charge of this boat. The women are not to row.
Oh my. Look at the angle of our ship.
But it's unsinkable.
This
Surely?
has to be a mind mess up.
But the watertight doors should keep her afloat.
Yeah, those are not lifeboats are gonna die. I've seen the
She
movie,
found her. It's just a matter of
read the
time.
book.
What about those naughty lifeboats?
Do you all realize in 100 years or so, a couple hundred years, there's gonna be some fools gonna get in a boat, not even a boat, like a barrel. They're gonna go down and try and take a look at you on the bottom of the ocean. You're gonna die. So even though you, Titanic, sank to the bottom of the ocean, still taking lives. You're still claiming souls. Extraordinary. What do you think you're thinking of it? Wouldn't y'all be panicking wanting to go back? It's like, nobody said anything. You know what? They're probably in shock. Little girl crying. Probably. Do you think there's hope still? That was the thing. Where's Rose? They're over there at the back of the ship. Somebody just fell off. You saw a body fall off in the place.
The captain slowly wants to return to the ship.
There's nothing we can do.
The ship.
Wow. Yeah, I can hear the people screaming.
We must go back.
That had to be
We're
crazy.
dying. Can
There's
you
a
not hear
cacophony of all these screams.
Not there. Should have been there, but a lot of
Dying.
people are still alive?
aren't going back. That's why.
And he's dead.
I hope you will be able to live with yourself after this.
What about Daddy?
Wow. Wow. Whew. That was mind blowing. And I've seen it already probably 8 times. Ah, man. I'm telling you, some people think that these things are just games and toys, that us, I don't know, misplaced adolescents, misplaced youth, but the technology and the things that this can allow you to see and do and feel and question is simply fantastic. And I'm sure as time goes on that they will find more and more ways to capture historical events like VR 360 did. Trust me, you owe it to yourself to take 13, 14 minutes and experience the sinking of the Titanic from lifeboat number 6. Definitely will change you. And if you are on the fence and don't have a VR device, whether it's an Oculus or some Apple thing or from the PlayStation, get one. Absolutely worth it. Well, I would definitely give this like a highly recommend. I recommend you see this. All right, that's it. As always, whatever you do, however you do it, celebrate life. And I will see you in the next episode.